Welcome back, welcome back. And boy, oh boy, things are getting ugly. Things are getting ugly as the Mets tonight, they drop another game and they drop it to the St. Louis Cardinals 5-3. And you know what? It is getting hard to watch. It is getting hard to watch. It almost feels like the Mets, they're competing with the Nationals for the last place in the division. And it is getting painful. It is actually getting painful. And I want to do something. As Met fans, we're all in this together. We're all in this together. We all care. We all have our feelings about the Mets. And it is not easy right now. It is not easy. And it is downright painful. So in an exercise of solidarity, I want to do something. I want to do something that we can all think about and talk about. And what is your most painful moment as a Mets fan? And I know there's been a lot of painful moments, a lot of things gone wrong with this franchise. But what is your painful moment? I can think of two, and this is haunting me to this day. The first one was, and it actually involves the St. Louis Cardinals. And I know you know what I'm going to say, and this is when Carlos Beltran struck out looking with that nasty curveball to Adam Wainwright. And I mean, during that inning, I couldn't even watch. I really couldn't. I mean, Andy Chavez just made the catch a couple innings before, literally to save the game. And I'm like, we're gonna win. We're gonna win. And then in that last inning, when Wainwright dropped that nasty, nasty curveball, and Beltran didn't even swing the bat. I can't tell you. I thought about that every single night. I'm like, oh man, you know, if you would have just taken a swing, who knows what would have happened? Who knows? We could have won the World Series, and that year we definitely could have won the World Series. I believe it was Detroit. We would have faced Detroit. I forget. I wasn't even paying attention. After the Mets got knocked out, I wasn't even paying attention. Okay, so we got knocked out, and this was in 2006. So I remember 2006 comes, the Mets get knocked out. It's December of 2006, and I'm walking, and I run into Jose Reyes in a shopping center close to where I live. And I walk past him, and I'm like, this guy looks familiar. And I walk past him, and then I turn around. I'm like, oh, that's Jose Reyes. So I go up to him, just like a regular guy. I'm like, Jose, could you do me a favor and sign a couple things for me? And he's like, no problem. And then I'm thinking, oh, I got my hat. I got a special hat in the car. I got it all the way across the shopping center. Would you mind waiting for me? And I'm going to get the hat, and, you could sign it. So he's like, no problem. So I'm running across the shopping center, and it takes me about 5 minutes to go one way, 5 minutes to come back. I'm like, there's no way he's still going to be there. And yet he's outside the health food store waiting for me. And I'm like, thank you so much. So I got a picture with Jose, and I go, Jose, it really hurt me that we lost. And he goes, I promise you, next year we're going to win. I'm like, okay, good. And so I always remembered that. And he was such a cool guy. I was playing softball back then. I felt like asking him to play on my team, but obviously the guy's a major league ball player, so I knew the answer was no. And he did tell me, I'm like, what are you going to do now? And he goes, I'm going back to my home country. I'm going to spend 2 weeks home, and then I'm coming back here. And I go, okay, sounds great. Enjoy. And that was that. Okay, so 2007 comes along, and we just had our painful moment with Carlos Beltran striking out. And this is my second painful moment. September comes around. We all know the Mets with 17 games left. We were 7 games up. And we somehow find a way to blow it. Somehow find a way. And I remember we still had a chance of winning. And with 1 game left, and we lose. And I remember as we lost, the camera panned Shea Stadium and all the miserable faces. And I still have a visual of those faces in my head. And I'm like, this is what it is to be a Mets fan. This is what it is to be a Mets fan. And it was, I can't stop laughing because it was just so amazing that everybody felt the same way, and there was just so much pain. And sometimes you just gotta laugh, because if you don't laugh, then you just go crazy. But this season, 2023 season, has not gone anywhere near where we thought it was gonna go. It's going in a completely different direction. There's still time. That's the good thing. There is still time. Time's going by quickly, but I think to avoid those other painful moments, let's create a moment where we overcome that, where we overcome adversity and actually make a bad moment into a great moment, because we don't have too many moments like that as Mets fans. So hopefully this year will be a special year, will be a different year. It's Steve Cohen's third year owning the New York Mets, and I still have a lot of hope. I still have a lot of faith in Steve Cohen, because I think he's doing everything he possibly can do. And that is a good thing, because we still have the resources, we still have the approach, and we still have something that nobody else has in this entire Major League Baseball season. I mean, out of the whole Major League, there's nobody like Steve Cohen. There's nobody like. We have no idea what is coming next. We don't. We might think we do. We might think we have Steve Cohen all figured out, but I guarantee you we don't. I guarantee you in a month and a half, we're going to be shocked. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's going to be getting Shohei Ohtani. I really hope it is. I don't know if it's going to be a trade that we don't foresee, but mark my word, Steve Cohen is not happy. I don't think he's going to take this. I don't think he's going to take this. I really don't. I think there's something coming, because he's been a Met fan his entire life. He's felt the pain that you and I have felt. But you know what? The difference is right now, he could do something about it. There is a difference between Steve Cohen now and Steve Cohen 5 years ago. So I think Steve Cohen realizes the momentous occasion that he has. He's actually said, I'm going to win that World Series in 5 years. We know what, Steve? This year doesn't go the way it's supposed to, or we do some type of reset and trade away all the players. You only got 2 years left. And I know whether he jokes around about it or not, he wants to win a World Series. He didn't spend $350 million and have the highest payroll in baseball history for nothing. So Steve Cohen is that X factor, and he is a huge X factor. Okay? And, I know this too. Steve Cohen wants to win it for us, the fans. He wants to win it for his family. And, this is something that we've never had. And I know we spoke about painful moments, but like I said, I'm looking for that huge turnaround. So what do you think about that? Again, tell me your moment. And what do you think about us turning this season into something we've never seen before? All right. Now, this is a video, like I said, it's about solidarity. It's about we're all in this together. It's about, you know what? Let's find something positive in something negative. So I wanted to keep this video positive today, because I know that there's a lot of negativity going on. And you know what? There's plenty of time to be negative, but for one, this video is going to be 9.5 minutes, about 10 minutes long. But 10-minute span, let's just be positive. And that's all I got for you today. Have a great night, and let's go Mets.